Hi everyone, a long time no see, but I had some time finally and I felt like sitting down with at least some of the things I've done, I'm planning to do, I've started, finished, all the things in terms of my knitting. The last few months have been, well, the last year has been incredibly busy, realistically. I had a lot of stuff to do for work, for private stuff. Kids are getting older, they have more things to do, and all in all, yeah, we had fun. I also spent some time in Germany where we went to a yarn festival, and that was really entertaining, and I tried some new yarns. And yeah, so all in all, we've been really busy. We've had fun. We've also finished quite a few things we had on our to-do list, just in terms of around the house, in life in general. So yeah, it was hella busy, but I do have to say I did get some knitting time in, and I'm really happy about that. So without further ado, let me move my hair out of the way. This is one of the finished objects that I am also wearing right now. This is the Adventure Sweater by Claire Jackson, also known as Perfectly Knotted. And she designed this particular pattern, which I got to test knit as part of as a basically pattern for the Treehouse Knits Advent for this year, for 2024. And I knit mine not as a fade, which the Advent is going to be a fade, but I knit mine in a solid color. And this is Das Mondschaf, which roughly translates to the moon sheep. It's a German dyer. I used a Draco DK, which is a merino nylon mix, and the color is called Truth or Consequences. Now, I knit this up with the yarn that I bought at the German yarn festival I went to while I was in Germany with my mom, and I couldn't be happier. This sweater is actually knit cuff to cuff, so sideways. And it is cropped. So let me quickly see if I can rise up a tad. So this is where my pants start, and this is where the sweater ends. It's a really fun knit. It was a ton of fun to work on, and I think it fits really well. So yeah, it is meant to be slightly oversized, so it is very loose right here, and that's really super convenient. It's snugger on the sleeves, and has in essence it has 1x1 rip on the cuffs, and then for the neckline and for the hemline you do in essence sort of a nycord as you go, but not quite is what I would call it. And there is a probably easier up here, so there is a little pearl stitch included right here. So this was a really fun knit. I had a blast working on this, and I've worn this quite a bit already since I finished it. Yeah, so really happy with this one. I do think I might want to make another one just as a fade, because why not? But I need to figure out which fade, what colors, what yarn I'm going to use, and so on and so forth, because I did not get the Treehouse Advent for this year. Now, that said, that was not the only item I finished. I also finished, I'm going to start with actually what I'm wearing. Otherwise, I finished these Desert Vista Dyework socks. Now, these are just plain vanilla socks with a fish lips kiss heel, and I don't think there's anything too fancy about them. And the yarn I used was, let me double check. These are my October socks, and the yarn was called Ladybug. So this one right here, I knit these with 20 rounds for the cuff, 40 for the foot. Then I increased by 4 stitches all around. And then I start my fish lips kiss heel, And then I do 55 rows for the foot, and then a just a normal toe with the decreases on the beginning and end of each needle doing magic loop. And then I also finished my November socks from Desert Vista Dye Works, and this one ended up in the colorway Hangout in the Gulf Shores, and this is sock number 1, and here is sock number 2. Again, 20 rounds cuff, 40 foot, 4 stitches increased, fish lips kiss heel, 55 for the foot, and then a wedge toe. That's what it's called. So, plain and simple. It's my go-to. It's been my go-to pattern for a sock for a while now, because it just fits, it works, and I don't have to think about it, especially if I'm out and about. So, yeah, these are fun. Then I finished. I'm in the Love and Stitches membership with a Nitty Natty and a ton of friends, and for November we did a whip wrap up, including a whip wrap up marathon. So last weekend we spent an entire day in essence chatting with each other and working on whips that we were trying to finish, and one of the whips I finished was this guy right here. This is the No Rhinebeck No Problem cowl from last year. It is number 3. I also finished this year's, and this year's I didn't bring because I forgot about it. But yeah, I knit this in oh, what's Stacy's name? What should I ask? Stress knits in the colorway Sunflower. And it has ends that need to be woven in, but all in all, I'm really happy with this. I'm glad I finished it finally. And yeah, this will be decorating my neck when it gets really cold outside. So we've got that. Then not during our whip wrap up, I finished Stephen West's Stripometry, which I knit in the Woolberry Fiber Co. Colors from the Anneh collection, and the colors are Carrots, White Way of the Light, and Also Right with the World. And this is it. This is a legitimate slanket, so there's a lot of fabric going on. And it has kept me warm and cozy quite a while. So the orange is Carrots, the white or cream is A White Way of the Light, and the burgundy, I'm gonna call it burgundy, is All's Right with the World. And this wraps around so nicely, and it keeps me warm, and it works with a ton of what I have, so this is really comfy cozy. Oh, speaking of the whip wrap up, I finished the sweater also during our whip wrap up, but not the marathon. And the is it the last one? I think it's the last one that I finished during whip wrap up, was my Felix pullover, which has been on the needle since January of 2022. But now it's off the needles and it needs ends woven in. So there we go. This is in Malabrigo Rios in what was the colorway? Let me see if I can find it. There we go. Fresco y Seco. So it's this nice, pretty green. As you know, the Felix has these eyelet increases for the raglan, and I'm really happy with this one. I can't wait to weave in ends, block it, and actually wear it. This was really fun to knit, and I think my My main issue why it took so long was that I initially had started doing the sleeves 2 at a time magic loop, and I absolutely hate it. Don't want to do it ever again. I ended up getting DPNs, and I finished the sleeves on DPNs. Yes, I did that. So this also just needs ends woven in, and then we're good to go. But I think between the sweater and the cowl, the ends should be done relatively quickly. There shouldn't be too much of a problem with it, I hope. And then, yeah, I have another sweater, another cowl, and everything else has, well, those November socks don't have ends woven in yet, but that's 4 ends. And then, yeah, I have a few more hand knits for my wardrobe. Now, talking about whips, I have, again, more than I brought, because that's just how we roll, because I may have a ton of whips, but that is fine. I am going to start with the non-Christmassy, Advent-y, holiday season, December things that are related to that in any way, shape, or form. I'm going to start, I think, with this guy right here. This is a Janie Crow project bag, by the way, which I obtained at Yarnia in Montclair. And it is housing another German project. Actually, this is housing my Leuchtturm shawl, which translates to lighthouse. And that is because the initial colorways were actually a combination of whites and reds and blues, which is traditional North Sea lighthouse colors. And it is more of a shawl recipe, I will say, than anything. The original and the person behind this, Annegret Germer, has done the math for how long the individual stripes have to be, and the fading part to where it knits up nicely. So you get, in essence, when you buy a set, you get 2 cakes that are made for each other. They're meant to go together, and this is, as you can see, what I have left. This is about 50 grams each, so half of a full skein. And if you look at this, this is not words escape me today. It's been a horrible day already with that. It's not plied, so these 4 strands just go individually and at specific increments. One of these individual strands always changes to the next color. So this is what I have left to knit. I'm going to put this right back in the project bag because I don't want this to get too messy. Oh, by the way, the colorway I chose is Laue Sommernacht, and I'm working on this for my mom, actually. She saw the 2 cakes and she was like, ooh, that is pretty. And I thought to myself, you know what? This might be the one for my mom. So, let me detangle this. Okay, so we start at the very tip. Wait, actually, am I looking? Oh, you're looking at the wrong side. My bad. So, you start at the tip, and you increase only on one side at a time, and this is where I'm at right now. So this is already relatively big. It is... oh. Help, my sheepies are getting stuck on other stuff. I have little sheepy point protectors on here because it is so big. I'm afraid I'm going to lose stitches. Also because this is cotton yarn, it is relatively slippery. It's this wide already. And the next colors up are a like a muted orange and a brown, I would say. And this is all knit in garter stitch, and the oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Hold up. the sheep came off. Ooh. Yep, we've lost the sheep. Do I have 4 strands of everything? I think so. I'll have to be careful when I knit this one to double check that I have all 4 strands of the yarn. So the nice part about this is that on that one edge you have a braid. I hope you can see that. Yeah, so you have that braid going up. And that looks really pretty. And yeah, I'm having fun with this one. It does take quite a while to knit because it's knit on, what am I knitting this on? US 3s, 3.25 millimeters. And one cake has 500 meters. So this is 1,000 meters total for those 2 cakes once they're knit up all together. And I'm going to go all the way to the end with this. So this is the one I've been working on the longest. I started this, I want to say 2 months ago. And I couldn't knit this while my mom was nearby. Must have been longer actually. And then I set it down for a while and then I picked it back up, and now I've gotten down to 100 grams total, or 50 grams per cake. Then the so that should be done, I hope, at the end of the year, so that I can give this to my mom when I see her. Next up is a test knit that I have cast on again and again. Background for that is that I cast this on, this is a test knit for Jovi Geraci Hook Mountain Handmade, and it's called the Pine Needle Cardigan. It has this really gorgeous textured pattern that I'm just in love with. But I will not be around the second half of the yarn until after the deadline. So I was looking through my stash and I eventually found a yarn that I had bought for the postscript cardigan by Jen Perricini. It's a very nice, sort of bright, sort of deep, warm green. And I cast on with that. And as I was talking to friends, I was like, I am in essence giving up that postscript cardigan intended sweaters quantity for this project, which needs less yarn. Which also means that I will have, I think, I'm estimating I will have 3 to 4 skeins left over at the end of this project from that green yarn, which was Baby Cat Yarn's Chloros on the organic worsted base. And I was like, I'm not sure I'm happy about this, and then it's like, it's a waste of yarn. I specifically bought this for the postscript, which I still want to knit. And I'm using 5 to 6 skeins for the pine needle cardi. I was like, felt kind of stupid, but I could not come up with another idea. And then as we were talking, I remembered I had a sweater's quantity of Corey confetti worsted from La Bien Aimée in the color ochre. And yeah, so I ripped back all of the Chloros option again, and I cast on this. Now, this happened yesterday. I cast this on yesterday evening after I had come up with this solution. Or we had come up with this solution, and this is how far I've got. I have the ribbing, I have the first almost, well, it's 1.5 inches, I think, of the pattern. I need to get quite a bit more knitting done on this, and I have hopefully a good time left this weekend where I can work on this, but yeah, we'll see. So there's that. It'll be a cardigan, and no, it's not the same color. I may have a bit of a thing about yellowy, ochre-y, sunflowery colors and reds and greens, in case it wasn't obvious. And apart from that, it is also, as of yesterday, time for Vlogmas with Lady Natty. And for Vlogmas, I decided to cast on a wintry adventy skein of yarn that I've had around since 2021. Namely, Night Owl Fibers 12 Days of Christmas 2021, which was a sock set, and this is it. So you have this self-striping right here, and you have the ice blue mini. So I opted for those, and I cast this on yesterday morning. And I basically had a hard time stopping on that as well, because after I had gotten a good bit done on the pine needle cardigan, I felt like I needed something that was maybe a little easier to get done with a row around, because these are 220 some stitches. So I cast on this, and I have the ribbing, I have the foot, and in fact I tried a new heel. Thank you, Beth, for that one. I tried the Vanilla is the New Black heel, which I had never tried, but I heard good things about it, and I felt like, why not? So I did this. I finished the heel turn earlier as I was hanging out with my knitting friends online, and I did the heel turn in the ice blue, and I did the cuff and everything else in the self-striping. So this is what that looks like. I think it's super pretty, and I'm really excited about this. Especially also because it is a skein out of my stash. I've been trying hard not to buy too much yarn, because I may just have quite a bit. So we're trying to get to a better point in life. Let's say a better point in life. I think what I'm trying to say is I would like to look at the yarn I have and know exactly what is where, and that's kind of the general goal I have for the near future. That said, I did buy a little bit of yarn, or I had a bit of yarn come in, depending on your point of view, because I did get some December Advent Christmas kind of yarns come in. Now I'm going to start with, I'm looking at the pile. Okay, I know what I'm going to do. Okay, we're going to do the sock 24 stripe self-striping sock sets first. I have already done the so I'm doing them toe up, because that way it's easier for me to math out where to end after stripe 24. I'm going to do them toe up, and I've already cast on the toes. Now I have the Cozy Knitter 24 stripe set. This is still all packed up, but the mini is, as usual, just an undyed. So I have 2 toes right here. They are ready to go. I cast on 14, increased to 64, and then it's good to go for tomorrow, because today is the 30th of November. So these go together. And then I also cast on Freckled Whimsy. Now I only have the emptied bags here. This held the mini, and this held the full skein, not the full, the 250 gram skeins. So this one right here. And if you don't want to see the mini, look away now, because I'm going to show you my toes, because I finished the toes already. Same math as before. 14 stitches cast on, up increased to 64 for a wedge toe. I'm going to show them now. Look away. So it's this gorgeous color right here. I'm not going to say anything else. But yeah, those are also ready to go. I'm going to take those away again. So these are both ready to go for tomorrow for December 1st in the morning. I'm going to start with my stripy socks and I'm excited. But I also have an advent from Butterflies and Botanicals, which is a friend from the Love and Stitches membership, Haley, and she is from Canada. And her advent is it's a fade, and I've decided that I'm finally going to work on the RADvent cardigan. I tried to knit a RADvent cardigan a few years back, I think in 2020, and I did not like the advent I had in that cardigan. The colors were all over the place. It was not a fade. It was for my wardrobe it was too much mix and mash, and it just didn't tickle my fancy. So I decided to rip that one back, and I then didn't look at the pattern again because none of the advents I had felt right. Now I don't know what the colors look like, but I was told that I'm going to enjoy this. And then I also requested feedback from Haley and another friend, Helma, about the main color to go with it, basically, because while there is a full skein on day 25, I didn't want to touch it until day 25. I will do something with it, but I needed to get started on the cuffs because I am going to knit this one this time around. I'm gonna have cuffs day one, only half each, so that day 24 meets in the middle on the back. After yeah, based on a recommendation from another friend. So my cuffs are MS yarn in the colorway Himalayan Salt, and here we go. 2 40 round cuffs in a twisted rib. They're done, ready to go for tomorrow. I'm probably going to move this all onto one needle because I think it's probably going to be easier, but for the time being I just felt like handling it this way because I only had one cake of the MS yarn just made sense. So I knit one, moved this over to another set of needles, and then knit the second one, and now we're here. So there's that, and I have Haley's advent right here. So I'm gonna just take a couple out. So there we go. There it is. I think I'm going to move these into a project bag though, because now that I am getting ready to cast on, I don't think I want to fuss around with the Ziploc bags I tend to keep my yarn in every single day, because that's just a little much. So there's that. And then I have 1, 2, 3 future cast-ons. Well, I say future cast-ons, it's in essence stuff that I'll be starting to work on tomorrow as well. I just didn't have to do any prep work like toes and cuffs. Number 1 is Gnana's Visit by Sarah Shira by Imagine Landscapes. Last year already, if you saw my Vlogmas, no, there's not going to be a Vlogmas coming really this year. I wound these 4 skeins from the Loopy U, I think, set for last year's Sarah Shira Gnome Mystery Knit Along, and I didn't touch it because I just didn't have time. This year I am going to work with these 4 colors for Gnana's Visit. So it's going to work out, it's fine. Oops, there goes the yarn. It's still ready to go, and it'll be just really nice to finally work on this and finish up the yarn. And who says you have to use those yarns for last year's gnome if you can use them for this year's gnome, right? So there is that. Then I have already picked out my yarn for my Desert Twisted Direct set socks for the month of December. I'm going with the 2023 Holiday Cups sock set, which is this guy right here, along with the mini that came with it, and it's ready to go. It's wound and Nothing's gonna stop me there, except I need a sock needle, which I am getting in the mail today. And then another one that I can show, am willing to show, is the yarn for the Drawn Together cowl by Shanalines Designs, Shanacone. And I'm going to use the Theater Kids yarns skeins that I got here. So this is the mini for the drawstring, and then one of these is going to be the cowl. We have the mini is challah, this pretty reddish orange is Moroccan fish, this is parsnip, and this is matzo ball soup. So one of these is going to be the Drawn Together cowl that I'm working on for the Gnana cowl. And yeah, I'm really excited about it, and I'll be winding this probably later today. So that is in essence it. Looking around, double checking. Yes, that is it for a quick little update on what I've had going on and what I finished, what I'm working on, and what I hopefully can show you in finished very soon, and also what I'm casting on starting tomorrow, December 1st. Yeah, I hope you'll have a great time, and yeah, maybe I'll be back soon, maybe I won't, we'll see. Bye!